Okay, thanks. Yes, I'm Doug Pearsall. I'm with the Nature Conservancy in Michigan. I'm a senior conservation scientist. Over the years, I've been responsible for conservation planning at a number of scales. And just as a little bit of background, we have been developing conservation business plans for all of our place-based, policy-based, and functional unit teams. And so we're in the process. Traditionally, those have been kept in Microsoft Word and Excel with the use of Miradi for developing situation diagrams and results chains. We're now transitioning all of those conservation business plans into Miradi and using what we call the Miradi suite, including Miradi Companion and Miradi Share. But it's a long process. We're trying not to burden the strategy managers too much, and it's an adaptive process. So we've just begun to explore Miradi Companion, which seems to have a lot of potential for being able to produce a quick report, a conservation business plan report, by exporting a file out of Miradi and then quickly importing it into Miradi Companion. There's a canned report, and so I'm going to demonstrate that now. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know. Should be available now. I hope you can see my screen. All right.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. So just by way of introduction, there are some resources for Miradi on the Conservation Gateway Conservation Planning page. Some of those are pretty critical for what I'm going to talk about. Downloading the Miradi Companion reporting tool, and there's a one-page tool instruction sheet that's very useful. And I'm going to talk about this third one in a little bit in more detail, but it's really kind of a critical piece to have if you're transitioning your conservation business plans into Miradi. So this is, once you've done that, this is what Miradi Companion looks like when you first open it up. There's a menu of different canned reports. These are the primary reports. There are also a number of more customized reports for work plans managers and other audiences. We have really only begun to explore them. The business plan in Word is what I'm going to discuss. Here's an example of one, just kind of the cover page that is produced directly out of Miradi Companion. So to do this, the first thing you do is download the Miradi Companion zip, open it up to an appropriate file folder on your computer. And then to prepare the report out of Miradi, I'll show you this live in a moment, but you go to the File menu and export the current project. You saw Felix demonstrating exporting a page as in a variety of options there, but you export the project as an XML Miradi project zip version 2 file. That's what is used by Miradi Companion. That's very easy to do. You just save that in an appropriate file on your computer. So here you see the file structure on my computer, my hard drive. I have a folder for Miradi Companion that contains the executable file, which is very small. And then I have folders for each of the projects. Right now I'm going to talk about Saginaw Bay. You'll notice that there's an images folder here. That folder is produced automatically when you produce a business plan report using conservation or Miradi Companion. It exports the conceptual diagram and any results chains that are in the file and into this folder. You don't have to create that. If you would like to add other images to tell the story a little more completely, there are options for that. You have to create an other images folder within that same directory and then put them in, save your images there, and they have to be titled in a particular way. So here are a few that pertain to the project that I'm going to talk about, the Saginaw Bay Watershed. So the manager has created a graphic image that displays details about the funding. There's a map displaying the geographic scope of the project. There's an introduction image that provides a little bit of the theory of change in a different kind of format. This is one that they like to use when communicating with partners. That's just another way of talking about the theory of change. And then there's a cover shot. So none of those are produced automatically by Miradi Companion, but you can have them automatically integrated by saving them in this other images folder. And the way to title those images, as well as a lot of other guidance, is provided in this file that was created, I think, by Dan Salzer, the Conservation Business Plan Word document. I'm just going to take a look at that real quickly. This file, it's very brief, and it tells you exactly how your business plan components crosswalk to different fields within Miradi. It tells you where to find them. It also tells you how to title the additional optional images that I just described. So all of that is explained in this. I highly recommend this little guideline if you're going to use Miradi Companion. So once you have that, you open the Miradi Companion tool simply by double-clicking on the executable file. And the first thing you need to do is to unpack that compressed XMPZ2 file that we just created with Miradi. And so you just click on that and then navigate to the file of your choice. And then once it's ready, the Miradi Companion will tell you that it's ready to use. And then you click on the Business Plan in Word button, if that's the one you're interested in, and you follow the prompts. And there are a number of pop-up menus that you will see, and you just choose accordingly depending on how much detail you want in your final product. So I'm going to switch over to Miradi Companion right now. And so we have, here is what you see when you first open it up. There's an XMPZ function menu button up here. We click on that, and you can unpack the file of your choice. Here we see the Saginaw Bay folder. Now, I'm not going to do this because this is already done. It only takes a couple of minutes to run through it, but I'm going to save time. I would simply select this one, click Open, and then follow the prompts as they pop up. You can select the level of detail with respect to your objectives, your strategies, and other components. And you will see the progress of the reporting as it occurs right here in this window. It'll tell you how far it's gotten. And as I said, it only takes a couple of minutes. When it's done, it creates an RTF file, as Felix described a moment ago, and opens it up automatically on your computer. So you go look for that. That's not what I want. So it's an unnamed document, but it's already formatted as an RTF. This is what the cover page looks like. And the headings for each of the sections are formatted. So if you look at that in your navigation pane view, you can see the introduction goal, and you can quickly navigate to any one of those. And these, again, are directly out of your Miradi file. So whatever information you have in those fields is populated automatically into the report. You get a nice table of outcomes related to each of your overall goals, as well as your objectives. So you see the goals and objectives in this table and what your intended outcomes are for those. It also outputs the codes with which that you apply to those, which can be useful for higher level reporting and aggregation. I just want to point out that the diagrams that are automatically produced by Miradi are here in the theory of change. So here we have, well, the situation analysis is right above there. This is our narrative and conceptual diagram for the situation analysis, followed by the theory of change, which in this case, there are two separate results chains. Those are already in this file, along with any other components of the conservation business plan. So that's what you get with the, and you can modify this then. Your operating unit may have custom needs that aren't that Miradi Companion will not accommodate. So you can modify this just as you would any other Word document and save it as a Word document. I guess just cutting back to Miradi Companion, those coding, and this is going off topic just a little bit. The coding that I referred to will be useful for managers in that if you have multiple projects, you can then summarize your projects by resources in a number of different ways. And this is where we see the real benefit of using Miradi Companion, is that our managers can then look across our operating unit and, for example, find out what projects that I'm allocated to, how many FTEs I've been allocated to each project, and what the total of the FTEs that I may be allocated to would be. So for management, Miradi Companion offers a variety of options, and that's really one of the other benefits that we see in moving to Miradi and Miradi Companion and Miradi Share for managing our projects. So that's what I had. I think I've left a little bit of time, Annette, so you can handle that however you like.
Thanks, Doug. That's terrific. Yeah. So again, a reminder for people that this is all being recorded, so you can come back and have a closer look at it later. But yeah, I'd encourage you to download the companion and play with it with your own projects and just see what it can do for you. It can produce some